we ended up losing. And after I lost, got convicted, whether the sentence came in, you know, obviously the courtroom is full. I know who this lady Kamala Harris is, right? People in the projects knew who she was because she was a black district attorney. And we thought that we had a black district attorney in office, right? And who we
A lot of detector tests found out that that was a lie.
Perceived to be black, right? That will have that's from Oakland. And that's all we kind of knew. And we would think that, you know, that she would, you know, be a little bit more favorable to us. Now, during my trial, I didn't even think of this lady, just in general. I just knew that she was the head DA. They never came and tried to talk to me or anything of the sort, right? It was strictly, you did this, we charging you.
Look at these people for who they are.
You're going down. And you see Kamala Harris, like literally like front row, opposite side on the defensive side. And, you know, when they came with the verdict, guilty, you know, I wanted to make sure I seen every nigga that was in that motherfucker on that side, not supporting me, and everybody else that was on that side. Because I knew, for one, I didn't do it. I stood on principle, and, you know, and I was going to fight to ultimately get back. And I'll never forget when I turned around and I looked and I seen Kamala Harris, you know, we locked eyes this one time, and she laughed. She literally just like kind of bust out laughing, almost as in if she was pointing at him, like, ha, 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 ha. That's how I felt. Though she didn't point, but that's how I felt when she was laughing at the verdict coming down. So, you know, I took it in. It's like, all right, pause. And it was like, all right, whatever. So now the next thing that I need to figure out is how can I get a retrial before I get sentenced, right? I don't know. I'm learning all of this stuff. I'm learning the law. What is it?
The tale that way too many black men share in common.
That, you know, it is nobody out of everybody that was there, everybody knew I didn't do it, but Nick, in their mind, they thought of it as even if you came and testified to say that I didn't do it and not say that somebody else did it, that's still telling. When it's not. Yeah,
Kamala strikes again. Some people never change. And it fully represents the Harris that we see today. The woman that is willing to laugh in the face of her own victims. And the reason I'm highlighting this story, it's not just because Kamala Harris laughed in the face of a black man, but mainly because he stated himself that he felt like when they saw Kamala Harris, that they were going to have an ally because the melanin that she had. They thought they had a sister that was going to take care of them. And it couldn't be any more opposite from the truth. She ended up being one of the strictest DAs, if not the strictest DA in San Francisco history. It's absolutely crazy when you think about how many people truly believe all skin folk or kinfolk is something that has ruined us time and time again. And we have to be careful of the people that we accept. Kamala Harris had no problem sentencing this man to 50 years in prison. And not only with that, withholding evidence to make it to where he could get convicted. She's a self-serving person then. She's a self-serving person now. And anytime that people try to have her have any ounce of accountability, she simply just laughs in everyone's faces. Maybe I'm strange, but when I want answers, the last thing I'm trying to get is a laugh in my damn face. I need answers. I'm not here for jokes. I wouldn't be there to get laughed at. And she does it today. It just shows how unserious these Democrats are. And more importantly, it shows that you don't really have to have a good history of taking care of the American people to be a successful politician. You just have to be very self-serving. At least it seems from the Democrat Party. And of course, that is somewhat true for the Republican Party. But there's absolutely no doubt that self-serving people seem to have somewhat of an advantage in this political sphere. And she's no different. The pro-black queen has no problem locking up black brothers is absolutely insane. And now she's asking for those same people to stand behind her in unison for a vote. I say no. She didn't care about us then. She don't care about us now. And to the black people that's watching this right now, if Kamala Harris truly cared about any of us, any of our problems, any of our issues, we have to accept that she's still vice president of the United States. And she's had 3 years to implement these things that she say we deserve and we need. If she couldn't do it then, who's to say she'd do it now? As VP, we barely even saw the woman. And now she's asking for us to stand in unison for her. She's locked up enough black men for every white politician in America. I can't keep doing this shit. I'm about to fucking break this fucking